The word scumbag actually means used condom. So the next time you decide to be a waste towards me, best believe you know what it is that I'm about to call you besides used toilet paper. Anyways, we have a podcast to do. Let's do this.
Welcome back to Battle of the Sexes.
Welcome to Break Time on Westside, your number one break time podcast, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. The man on the mic is Sir Denver B. The show is Battle of the Sexes. We are self-isolating and continuing to be safe. We hope you are too. And hopefully if you're listening to this post-corona, then you all survived some serious shit. Anyways, normally, each and every season, I like to bring it back to basics and sort of give the talk. And the talk is sort of how you'd think of the State of the Union, but for Westsiders. It's when we take it back to basics. When we go, we bring the talk of the birds and the bees, and we bring it here, and we discuss the many issues that have been bringing sort of challenges or problems to your sex life. And we're on part 5. This is the performance edition because it seems like some of y'all tools and some of y'all skills haven't been performing. So we might as well bring them in and give them some of that servicing. And I'm gonna go straight off the top and start from the beginning with makeouts. Now, I'm gonna be straight up and honest with y'all. There is a fuck ton of you guys and girls that do not know how to make out. The same shit that people have been doing since high school. Of which, if you've been doing this shit since high school and you do not know how to do it properly, then you have a problem. Either you have bad friends, you have bad partners, you have both, or you simply just need help. Obviously, there's people that are fairly late bloomers and do not really get to do a lot of this shit up until they get to, university or their wedding day. But I might as well teach you guys a couple of skills here and there. Because apparently, there's some of y'all that do not know how to make out. Now, quick backstory. Sometime this year, I went for a party with a friend. And let's just call my friend Mary. So me and her go for this party. It was at a friend's place. It was super fun, great food, drinks was there, good vibes. Guys had lots of fun. And at some point I figured, I need to leave early. So as I was preparing to bounce, she called me up and we had a bit of a makeout session. Now, I'm gonna be very honest with y'all on this. The best part about that makeout was the fact that it ended. And I'm not saying this to throw shade on anyone, but it's just that it was very, very pathetic. It actually felt like shit. And it usually hurts when you're looking forward to a babe, let's say she's even fine, and then they have some shit makeout, or their makeout skills are bottom of the barrel. So you're forced into some situation where you almost don't even know what the hell it is you're gonna do at that point. And especially for niggas, if you guys have shit makeout skills, then it even translates to even shittier sex. Because anyone who knows this can attest this for me. Shit foreplay equals even shittier sex. Good foreplay means even better sex. Amazing foreplay means exceptional sex. And this is some shit that just happens. Whenever you're giving good foreplay, shorty gets even wetter. Y'all get to do some good shit. If you make a shorty feel good during foreplay, then best believe if she's the type to reciprocate, she will reciprocate that shit in spades when you're in the bedroom, when you guys are riding, when you guys are fucking. So I might as well tell you this from the get-go. Now for those of you that do not know how to make out, you know what? I'm just gonna give you a couple of tips here. Firstly, y'all need to practice. And not just practice with other people. The safest place to practice is with your index finger or with your forearm. Now, the simplest bit is you go and you make sure you place your bottom or your top lip, whichever it is that you prefer to start with, on your index finger or forearm section, and then place the other bit on top. Now suck that bit. After that, do that a bunch of times. It'll kind of teach you the beginning motions of it. After that, you can throw in a bit of tongue work here and there, not darting in front, back. This is not an Uzi, this is not a gun, this is not an AK. You are not shooting at anything, and you are not fucking someone's mouth with your tongue. please, if you're using your tongue, stroke it up and down, or just press on the area a little bit here and there. Just don't go back and forth as if you're like trying to shoot into someone's mouth. That's not advisable. I would say if you're at an intermediate level, then maybe you can get to using your teeth, but for the most part you don't need to do that. But if you are going to use your teeth, I'm going to tell you, do this: nibble on it. Don't bite, don't scratch with your teeth, nibble on it. And a nibble is like a very simple sort of scratch or graze with your teeth. The softer the better, because when you think about someone's lips, people's lips are delicate, and if you start biting on them, not only are they gonna get injured, they're gonna get really pissed off. Which actually reminds me, story time. So when I finished high school, there was the end year party rave event that used to happen. For guys that understand Nairobi, y'all remember there used to be this sort of New Year's Eve event. So I go there with a bunch of my friends. Guys had fun, picked up girls, did all sorts of shit. So the following morning, one of my pals and his cousin happened to make out with the same babe. They didn't know that they did, but they happened to make out with the same babe. Now, what the determining factor of that was the following day, when us guys were busy meeting up to discuss the previous night and shit, because everyone has to go back and do a recap, we all noticed that they both had the same exact injury on their bottom lip, on the same side, of the same size, and when we actually sat and talked about it, it was all from the same girl. Now, we all made jokes, they called her a vampire and shit, and to be very honest, it did make a lot of sense. If you're gonna make out with someone, you do not need to use your teeth unless you actually have some experience. But I will tell you, making out is very, very important. It's the beginning of a lot of things, and if you screw it up, it's like screwing up on first impression, but on like stage 2 first impression. So with the tips that I've given you, practice hard, always strive to be better. You will make some progress. Now on to my niggas, my homies, men, the man child, the boy child, the gentleman. Now, apparently it has come to my attention that there is an issue that has been occurring. For a lot of guys, we tend to have performance anxiety when it comes to bedroom matters for one reason or another. We tend to be in our heads a lot of times, and I've said it before in a bunch of previous episodes that men during sex get distracted by thoughts of their performance, and women during sex get distracted by thoughts of their beauty. Now, I have told women, or at least I managed to tell women, that for your beauty, you really don't need to worry about it during sex, because we normally don't really give a shit. Now, for guys, it has become so much of an issue that for some of y'all aren't even getting hard now. And it's bringing issues to the extent that shorties are actually starting to complain, because I have seen quite a number of complaints about it. And for some of y'all, it's actually a performance issue. You guys have like performance anxiety and shit. You tend to be self-conscious, which is perfectly normal. I've been self-conscious about my dick size and all, my ability to perform. We all get self-conscious about one thing or another. Although there's some of you that are having performance issues because y'all have been banging outside the relationship, because some of y'all have been cheating. Now, for those of y'all that are cheating, I will tell you this from the get-go. Learn to balance your equations. You did not have to get an A in chemistry. Hell, I didn't get an A in chemistry, but if there was one thing that I was amazing at, it was balancing my equations. What I'm trying to say with balancing equations is, if you're gonna cheat, make sure you keep up the same exact standards on both sides. Because you can't be going to exhaust yourself on the side chick, and then when you're going to the main chick and she wants to hit, you're not getting hard. That's not supposed to happen. That's the easiest way to get your ass busted. So you might as well just make sure you keep up the performance. Otherwise, you're gonna get caught. Like I said, and like I always say, I do not advocate for cheating. But if you're gonna do it, I might as well show you how to do it properly. Back to the people that are having performance issues because of being self-conscious and performance anxiety. If you're a babe and your man is doing this, try be patient with them, try helping them find a good solution to it, and if everything fails, they can go and see a gyna. If you're a guy, at least I can tell you this for a fact. As long as you're giving it your best in the bedroom and you're trying to do shit better time and time again, you should be pretty good. The better part of this piece of advice is always ask her what it is that she wants to do. It'll work a hell of a lot better. And if she actually does want to sleep with you, then it means that you're a pretty good catch. It's not like they've seen a 1-inch dick or they've seen a dick that's too small. By the time they're taking off their clothes and they want to bang you, best believe they expect that you're gonna perform well. So you might as well just live up to those expectations. Don't think that it's only niggas with 12-inch dicks that can do some good shit. You can do some good shit as well, whether yours is 4 inches, 7 inches, 5 inches, or 3 inches. Even though it's 2.5, I'm sure your mouth can do some pretty good work down there. And I will tell you for a fact, we all have performance issues. It does not mean that you're any less of a man, but it does mean that you probably need to stop taking yourself so seriously and just enjoy the moment while it's there, just so that you don't end up regretting it after it's already happened. And I think with that being said, you should be able to do a fairly good job. If your shorty's ever told you some useless shit, like, you're hitting it and then you're asking her, whose pussy is this? And then she'll look at you and she'll be like, yeah, now that's your shorty's problem. You should probably change girlfriends at that point. I'm sorry. Yes, your dick might be underperforming, but she just taught you the wrong shit. She told you the worst shit ever. Or if you're hitting it and you're like, you like this dick, and then she just look at you and she'd be like, yeah, there, I'm sorry. You might be hitting it, but you're not giving it enough. Yeah, your performance might actually have an actual issue. Of which, if you seem to have performance issues, Kama Sutra, Pornhub, if you actually go to the how-to manuals, you should be pretty good. You do not need a big dick and a certain kind of body to give women pleasure. You just need some good amount of skill and a couple of fairly well-worked tools. That being said, I need to move on to the ladies. Ladies, girls, shorties, and for some of y'all that like being called this, bitches. So it has come to my attention that some of y'all have been flaking out. Hell, and I'm about to go onto the men and attack them for something else, but it's about time we discuss this whole thing of you people and not knowing how to do work in the bedroom. We've discussed this before. Y'all need to start pulling up your socks and doing some shit. Like, what is wrong? How is it that at this day and age, niggas are still complaining that when they're telling you to ride them, you're doing nothing? You are hopping on that thing 1, 2, 3, 4. All of a sudden, your kneecaps have overheated and you can barely move, and apparently you're tired. Yet, when you choose to sit on our faces, for some reason, you can sit there for hours and hours on end. We need to find out why the hell it is that y'all have been doing this shit, because let's be honest, there seems to be a problem over here. Because I've complained before. There's shorties that just sit back or pretty much lie back or place themselves in doggy or pretty much just lie stomach flat and expect a nigga to do all the work. And I have to repeat this because it's not like every guy has unlimited stamina to continue hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. We also do get tired, and sometimes we expect a little bit of that loving. So we want you to actually put in some of that work. Ride us sometimes. Don't just hop. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. Babe, you wanna get back on top? Or some shit. We actually want you guys to put in the work, because sex is not just for the guy to show that he can perform or to go and brag about to his friends. It's pleasure for the both of y'all. If it's a two-way street, you might as well put in the work like a two-way street. Don't just sit back like a dead cockroach and expect us to do all the work for you. And that's just that. Y'all need to stop performing again, because apparently it looks like some of y'all just do not know what it is that you're gonna do the minute you're told get on top. But on the flip side, there are a couple of you guys that like being on top. There are a couple of you guys that like taking charge. And by guys, I mean girls. Of which, this is the one time when I will salute you. I will give you guys a nice round of applause, and I will even throw in my effect for you guys right here. Yes, Thank you for actually doing a good job, and teach your fellow women to actually do their jobs in the bedroom and not just lie back or just pose and wait for us to do all the work. And now my niggas, my homies, mandem, gentlemen, niggas. Apparently it has also come to my attention. Y'all don't know how to moan. Y'all aren't even moaning. Apparently toxic masculinity has shown you guys that if you moan, you're a wimp. That if you make noises, that if you actually show that you're getting that pleasure and that you're really enjoying it, that you're a wimp. I don't know who the fuck told you that, but I'm gonna tell you this straight up. Moaning is sexy. And this isn't something that I'm saying for guys as a guy. I'm saying this for guys on behalf of every single woman that has complained about this problem. Niggas, you need to start moaning again. I'm gonna explain it like this. With us guys, we usually gauge our ability to give it to a woman real good on the fly when they moan. Them moaning is usually proof that we're doing a pretty good job. If they don't moan, if they don't make a sound, we tend to get irritated. We'll call them dead fish. We'll say that they're coffin masters. We'll talk all sorts of shit about the fact that they're not moaning. But for us niggas, apparently we do not know how to make noise. Now, I am not saying that this occurs for every single nigga. I've been told that this is a particularly big issue with Kenyan men. Now, I am not going to attack Kenyan men because I know there's a load of other men that don't do this. And I have tried to tell you guys before, if you feel a little too self-conscious about moaning, a nice sort of well-sounded heavy breathing can work. A few grunts here and there, as long as you're not trying to sound like a piglet or some shit, you should be pretty good. Try and make some sounds to actually show that you're feeling the pleasure, so that she can also enjoy the fact that she's actually bringing out the max pleasure in you as well. Cause it's not like shorties just want to get their nut alone. Hell, for them, they're gonna get like 2-3 nuts if you're doing a pretty good job. So best believe, if they're going to do a good job on you, they don't just want you to just nut in them, or actually show that they're doing a good job just by you nutting. You need to show them that you actually feel good when you do some shit. That way, they'll do it a hell of a lot more. And just like that, the both of y'all will end up having some really, really amazing experiences. But anyways, I want to know what other things I might have left out. If you guys have something that you feel I haven't spoken about that I can discuss in the next version of the talk, besides Performance Edition, you can hit me up on the IG at Breaktime on Westside. On Twitter, you can hit me up on my personal Twitter handle at Bagaka the D. The B and the D are capital. I will see you guys later. Stay safe. And then after all of that shit, you go and you tell a babe, you know what, just hop on top. And then at a point, actually babe, I'm tired. So you just get back on top. No, you know the thing is, you do a really good job. Fuck your shit.